Are they going to out-of-phase it? They out-of-phase it! There goes the MC75. Splinter taking game number 2.
Games are won or lost by how competitive teams can out-of-phase. It can make all the difference when you do it, how you do it. It can give you morale, it can help turn a game, and it can help win a game rather than bring up a defense. Orange Squadron's one of the best out-of-phase teams, and I'm going to break down some of the tricks in Noob Master 69's Guide to Out-of-Phasing.
Boom, boom.
Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me in this video. Today, I'm going to talk about something I don't think there's really been a video made yet, talking about the off-phasing. So we're going to go over off-phasing some shields, off-phasing frigates, off-phasing cap ships, off-saving shield gens, all these things, which are, the last one there's pretty sketchy. We'll get into that later. So the first thing we're talking about is something that you don't see too often. What comes to mind, I've seen Gas do it, I've seen Hut do it, where they'll, off the opening dogfight, they won't have one player engage even in the dogfight. They'll just send that player to send an ion torpedo at a frigate and just drop the shields, or both frigates, whatever they can get in that time, and not even worry about it. Now, teams that have a very dominant farm can do this. They can sacrifice the player to still get their packs. They have really good dumbfires, but you're taking a risk. By doing this, you're taking the chance that you don't win the flip, but you're also kind of hedging your bet that even if you don't win the flip, then you still have the shields down, so you're kind of skipping a step. It's what can I say about this? It's a strategy, right? Like, I mean, it's the kind of strategy that I don't necessarily like, because you're risking losing the opening for the chance at dropping the it's a trade-off there that I don't know if it's necessarily the best, and that's why you don't see it that commonly, but it is effective. And it's also the kind of thing that in the solo queue you can do, actually dropping the shields early, because that's a big problem for the lower level players understanding to drop the shield. Something that I always do when I'm in the solo queue. So doing it early, doing it on the defense phase actually isn't that bad of an idea if you're set up to do it. I don't think that's terrible. Do that, drop both shields, so that when your team does get on attack, they're in a better position. I think somewhere like Nadiri, almost, that kind of makes sense. Something like that. That's a tough farm. So just do that, take care of it, and then get to some picks or whatever it may be. That's one strategy. It's just something one way to consider it anyway, dropping the shields. So dropping the shields on the frigates pre-attack phase, it works. It's a lower mid-tier level strategy, I would really say. It's not something you really need to do. When it comes to doing it, the easiest way is to just put obviously an ion torpedo on whatever. I actually like TIE fighters to do it with. Just to use like the boost kit in and just get it done really easy, then pull away. Very, very easy to do that when you have a little bit more of a range. I believe closer to 1250 where they lock on, whereas the other ones are 1000, so you've got some time there too. To destroy them off phase, you can really just use, once the shields are down, you can really just use a bomber and send Goliaths at them. It really doesn't take that much. You just time it, so when you're sending them in, basically from anywhere from under 2000 you can send them in. I like to get a little bit closer just to get the consistency with them, because they can still technically get shot down here or there, and someone could be watching them too, so always a good idea. Now when I'm talking about doing that, this is after the phase is flipped. You've done damage on it. The frigate is low, so you're sending a Goliath at it really to just finish it off. Doing that with the Goliath is really easy with the bomber, but it's actually the easiest way to take out a frigate off phase, I think, is with the defender. It's really, really easy to just drift around it, fire shots at it, concussion, and just finish it off when it's down there to the, whatever, 7, 10, something like that. Otherwise, yeah, sending in Golos is really easy too. So both ways work, off phasing the frigate. I personally like using the defender a little bit more on the frigate phase specifically to finish them off. And of course, you could use, whatever, torpedoes too. I mean, piercing torpedoes are, the shield are down, but you can still just easily knock them with that, or a proton, obviously, too. But I'm usually not having a proton built lately, so I've been using that. And yeah, defenders would probably be my go-to for taking out frigates. Now we get into the sketchiest area of off-phasing. See, this is something that I might be mistaken. I believe Destracier was one of the first ones to kind of start doing, but we've all kind of made a gentleman's agreement for the most part not to do this one, and that is 2 out-of-phase shield generators on the capital ship. Like, you can, again, load up with piercing torpedoes, boost kit or assault shield, something like that, and get in and send these torpedoes at the shield gens, and you can take them out pre-phase, right? Like, you can do that and just take out the shield gens before they even get there, which, again, this is something in the solo queue that is really going to win you games, actually, in the mid-level strategy. It's something that, like I said, it's a gentleman's agreement. In competitive games, we've all kind of decided, hey, you know what? We're not going to do that. You know, competitive scene is like, that's not allowed. So when we play in the open games, we're also not going to, like, literally, that is the one thing that we've just said, hey, guys, let's not off-phase shield gens, and we've all just kind of agreed to that. We're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. In, like I said, in tournaments, you literally cannot attack a capital ship until you've destroyed the frigate. So, I mean, by all means, if you want to off-phase a shield gen, then once it's down, go for it. But you're obviously, in an actual competitive game, sacrificing a player to go attack a shield gens, well, you're down 4v5. Like, that is just not going to work out well. Like, you're done when you do that, sacrificing that player on defense. You're not. It takes an incredible defense to sacrifice that player in a actually competitive game. So you really can't do it. It's not going to work in that high level, but like I said, in the mid tier, those players, they don't know what to do about it. And yeah, like, there's some players who you just have to, you know, watch out completely, because they will focus on out of phase, and you basically have to put a player to defend them, because they'll be that annoying almost too. So, because it is kind of annoying when people do it. Definitely people aren't a fan of it. It's probably one of the only things, I mean, people get mad about macros and different things, but in game, like, this is like a cheesy tactic that people really, really, really are not into, and I get it. All right, so the last part of out of phasing is the most important one and the most common one. Games are won and lost because of the out of phasing and how successful you can be at it. The out of phasing of the capital ship is tough to do because the capital ship obviously can kill you so quickly, so you need to use little bits of cover for your approach. You need to send Goliaths in from a distance, or you're going to kind of orbit with a defender or an X-wing, and it's good to have an assault shield. You can either, you know, with the bomber, you're kind of going with the Goliath. This is what I'm kind of getting footage from some other people. You know, a lot of times, you know, you'll see it. Everyone will be around the fit. You go for your whole team, 3, 4, 5 guys there to attack the capital ship and finish it off. You can melt them down from, you know, you got 3 or 4 people doing it. You can take it from 27 to 0, right? It's just when, and then once it gets lower, then you have people go in for it and finish it off. And you kind of want everyone to go in to overwhelm it. Capital ship can only target one person at a time. But even one person alone can pick their moments, use the cover, kind of attack with you know, X-wing, conch, maybe an assault shield, bomber. Same thing with the assault shield and the Golos. Just kind of moving in, finding weak points, taking them out, then being able to just send in and do the final hull damage to knock out the ship, take out those last 7%, 10%. One person can definitely do that. A weak point is 7% too, so you know if you can get in and just knock that out, boom. Game over. So that's basically the thinking, and like I said, you see so many teams win or lose based on how they out of phase the capital ship. I think all the other ones are, you know, added bonus. You can do them, especially when it comes to knocking out frigates out of phase. They're just a huge wealth of morale, to the point that you will see teams save finishing off a frigate almost if a phase is low, where it's like there's only a couple of AI left. Should we even push it? You let it kind of flip there, almost set up for defense, let the flip come. You're in perfect position, out of phase it, get that 15 morale, take out the raider, take that 15 morale. The AI farm should be there. There's your flip right there. So you can also use those frigates to get the flip. So it's the same thing, and then yeah, you win at the end. Okay, so I kind of got all over the place there at the end, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. The off phasing is a huge part of the game. You can't just say off phasing in itself is cheap. There's definitely different situations where you can utilize it, and it's good to do. So thanks a lot for checking out this video. I'm Time Bomb. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you later.
Boom, boom.